Joining us. He's Joint Managing Director of Prabhudas Leeladhar, and of course Sarvendra Srivastav as always with us here to take us through what we can expect in the next few sessions and what's been going on as far as today's session goes. Mr. Bhatt, to you first. We saw a record closing on Friday. It was a fantastic run-up as far as the Indian indices go last week. Today, well, a lot of consolidation it seems. Is that trend likely to continue for the next few sessions?
Well, I think the FIs have come back into the market after, for quite some time. For the most of the October, they were selling. But towards the last few days of October, we have seen them buying in a very big way. And that has provided a good tailwind to the markets. And plus the very fact that the quantitative easing, though Fed has shut the printing press, Bank of Japan has really opened up a new vista at the moment. So I think all those factors are really aiding the markets. And going forward, I think so long as the FI's interest continues, which is what it looks like, I think the markets will continue to be on a very good wicket. And this consolidation may continue because markets have really moved up very sharply over the last couple of days. So this kind of consolidation is necessary before the market has its next set of resumption.
Okay, but you don't think that they're overheated right now?
Well, Shweta, it's like this, that the markets have for the last 6 months to 9 months, they have been significantly ahead of the fundamentals. That remains the bottom line. But I think what we don't have to forget is that it is the optimism which is really one of the main drivers. It is really at an all-time high. So this optimism is the one which is really driving the stock prices, with an assumption that the economic growth will resume and that we'll be able to reclaim 7.5 to 8% growth in the next couple of years. So yes, to answer that question, in the short run, the markets do look overheated. But then who's to say that if the FIs continue to put this kind of money, this will not continue? So the liquidity also has been one of the major factors. So even if there is some small correction, one should buy on dips. This market remains a market to be bought on correction.
Okay, buy whenever there's a correction, that's what Mr. Bhatt is saying. But overall, to look at the medium-term scenario, you're saying that as far as the overall Indian economy goes, there's enough optimism for FIIs to keep coming back, to keep pumping in money. You don't see any major downside risks or perhaps markets losing steam if they feel that their expectation of action and implementation of some of the initiatives that the government has announced is not taking place. You don't see investors losing patience, for instance.
Well, I think this honeymoon period with the new government at least will last for a year. Not to forget that even when the previous government was in power, we had seen that almost 90 out of 100 people on the streets were bullish and optimistic. So, with this new government having got such a very decisive majority and expected to be pro-business friendly, I think, as what I said, there could be corrections, there could be markets really running out of steam, there could be international factors which could derail this. But this would be seen as a temporary aberration which will provide an opportunity for the long-term investors to get in. This is what.
Okay, let's talk stock specific now and the top losers, and let's pull up GAIL, for instance. That's been one of the top losers. In fact, the topmost loser as far as the index goes today. What's your take really on that counter, GAIL losing heavily in trade today?
Well, I think GAIL had moved up quite sharply on Friday, so maybe there is some bit of profit taking what is happening. But by and large, GAIL remains a stock to be acquired. I think this is a stock which can really, because they have set up the entire infrastructure, the utilization levels are very low. And I think now with this overall oil prices coming down, hopefully the gas prices also will follow that trend. And then perhaps there will be more opportunity to really import and then pipe it through the pipelines of GAIL. And overall, if with subsidy coming down, I think GAIL also stands to benefit a lot. So all in all, I think GAIL remains a good pick in the oil and gas sector, especially along with HPCL and maybe Reliance.
Okay, you say HPCL and Reliance. Why not BPCL IOC?
Well, I think they all will move up in tandem, there is no doubt. But I think these are the three companies which can be an outperformer in this particular sector.
All right, let me also talk about JSPL, Jindal Steel, because that stock has shown some good gains today and it's been again one of the top losers as far as the indices go, but today it's gaining about 5%. What's turned positive for this particular counter?
Shweta, very difficult to say that what is really driving on today this particular stock. But I think very frankly, the way it was punished because of, not just because of the fundamental, but because of the apprehension that this particular group may be singled out in whatever way in terms of probe or whatever the apprehensions are. But if you were to take the NAV of the company and the book value and the intrinsic value of the assets, I think the stock really deserves to be much above 200 rupees.
Okay, so you're saying it's a stock that deserves to be over 200 rupees and clearly has been punished on account of all that bad news coming in. I have to talk to you about the real estate pack because that's doing very well in trade today. Of course, there's been some positive news coming in on account of FDI and construction. That has in fact been one of the positive drivers for the overall index as well. Unitech showing about 10% gains today, DLF also gaining. So overall, the real estate pack, look at TCI Developers, that's gained about 16.5%, Orbit gaining about 8%. So overall, a good day as far as the real estate stocks go, particularly for some of the counters that are the top movers and gainers also on the real estate pack. Parsavnath, IBREL, Prestige, all of them showing gains of about 4 to 5% in trade today. Mr. Bhatt, your take on the overall real estate pack and any counters that you particularly like in that space?
I think this FDI relaxation is quite welcome because this is a sector which is trapped of cash. So I think this relaxation in the FDI will bring in a lot of money into the sector. And you know, this real estate still continues to be a very attractive sector as far as the FIs and the private equity goes. Because this is where some good money can be really be made. And second, which is really good is, once these private players come in, there will be a lot of discipline which will come in terms of, you know, following certain norms in terms of the payments, in terms of accounting. So, you know, this sector probably can get gradually re-rated as the transparency will improve and the corporate governance norms, which is always a big question mark for this sector, will also gradually keep on improving with this relaxation in the FDI and more FDI money coming in. So I think in a way this sector is good, and even as the interest rate corrects, that also should be positive. So I think within that, we would still prefer to be with the front line like Unitech and DLF, and maybe slightly down the line, Shobha probably looks pretty good and interesting. But otherwise, I think it will still be a pick and choose in this particular sector.
Okay, Mr. Bhatt, very quickly, Coal India, that's lost about 2% in trade today. Your take on Coal India, especially after that, all that news on the coal ordinance and the auction that's likely to happen?
I think Coal India, we have a issue of the divestment coming, that is one, so that probably will remain as an overhang. But otherwise, I think all said and done from the current levels, Coal India purely on the fundamental looks pretty interesting and attractive on a longer term basis. I think in spite and despite so many things which have come, there is not much clarity unfortunately as to how it will pan out for Coal India. But I think even leaving that aside, assuming that that will not disrupt it in any significant way, which is what our broad call is. So I think Coal India still looks as a good pick on a slightly longer term basis.
All right, Mr. Bhatt, any other specific counters you would like to talk about? Any picks or trading calls for the day?
Well, I think if one has to really make a slightly longer term investment, Tata Chemicals looks pretty good and interesting from the current level. I think I would even bet behind Tech Mahindra. That looks pretty interesting from the current levels. And I think we are already, I think Lupin and Divi's also looks pretty good and solid to be acquired. And these are some of the stocks that we are recommending at the moment.
Okay, Mr. Bhatt, thanks so much for your time. It's a pleasure to talk to you, sir. Let me now go across and get a view from Sarvendra Srivastav, who is with us. Mr. Srivastav,